gonna be crazy.
This man is literally in a burning building.
Oh, there's fire around the door. The entire room is on fire. Oh my gosh, this is the craziest thing we've ever filmed.
And behind him is $500,000, which he could win if he completes 7 death traps.
Get out of there. Get out of here. Hey, Casey, still gotta get the money. All the rooms on fire.
Watch out, Chandler. All right, that's 2 of the 10 bags.
He's on fire.
He's literally on fire.
Nolan, get the fire extinguisher.
Hurry up, the house is about to collapse.
All right, that's it. That's it.
The money's on fire. Oh my God, the money's burning.
You did it!
His legs are on fire. Put it out.
My adrenaline's pumping right now.
You managed to get $250,000 out of that building. Listen to the next death trap.
Mr. Beast defends trapping man in burning building for chance to win $500,000. No, I didn't just read a headline from The Onion, and that is a BBC News headline about this recent Mr. Beast video in which someone goes through a series of stunts involving fire to win a lot of money. And the thing is, I am the president of the Mr. Beast Haters Club. You guys will know I am the day one Mr. Beast hater, literally the first YouTuber to ever call this guy out for his gross content, right? I'm not going to defend old Beastie Boy because I absolutely despise him. But at the same time, I will say, maybe this video wasn't the worst. And when he's given the actual explanation, if it's true, and you actually watch the whole video, which I did today, it's not as bad as it seems. But I will talk about the bad part of it, in that Mr. Beast pretends all his videos are 100% real. And what does that do to a child's brain when this is the most successful YouTuber on the platform who is constantly rewarded by YouTube, the company, and also just mainstream society? I will say also, I do love the reaction to this because it shows how much every single fucking person now hates Mr. Beast so bad. And even though he is ramping up his charity work using racist AI thumbnails, as we spoke about this year, it's not papering over the image. So we'll talk about the video first, but let's just talk about the reaction because, yes, like, even though I feel like after his explanation and upon watching the entire video, it isn't how it appears, people can still have a problem with like the dystopian nature of his content. So just a quick little reminder. So remember that guy called Jake Weddle, who is like another YouTuber who worked for Mr. Beast? He spoke about doing that solitary confinement episode and like why he like went along with it and like the power dynamics in terms of like the wealth that Mr. Beast was offering him to do this thing, put him through like pretty inhumane conditions, right?
And so he'd come by, he'd get the shots, he'd leave. Sometimes he'd have a note from the director over the phone. This is the note I got from the director, from Jimmy, when I'm receiving some cash. He said, Jimmy said, can you say to the camera how thankful you are that now you can pay back your student loans? But Jimmy's the guy with the money, and if you do what he says, he'll do what you want. You want your student loans paid off? You just be in this cage.
So Mr. Beast has obviously shown he is willing to actually exploit people's desire to better themselves financially by putting them through stuff that is really not okay, and in the past has not had like people on set to make sure these people are dealing with it like psychologically or physically okay. So he has shown that, and even with his Amazon show, there were loads of reports about how terrible the working conditions were. So even if we're to accept his explanation, which I'll read you in a bit, that it is done professionally and stuff like that, I still don't really buy that it was 100% safe. So Tommy in it saying, if I can put 100 wells in Africa, I can set one man on fire. Obviously, I agree with this. People saying Mr. Beast is evil, and it's stuff like this is from the plot of the Hunger Games and Squid Games. He preys on people's financial struggles because he knows they're desperate for money, so they're more likely to participate. That's not consent, that's exploitation. And that reminds me of the argument a very smart 25-year-old YouTuber made in 2020 about Mr. Beast content. Some could even say he's the Muad'Dib of YouTube. Some could even say he always predicts a downfall and he's ahead of his time, as my A-level history teacher liked to say about me. But yes, that has been Mr. Beast content for the longest time. The only change is everyone used to hate me for pointing it out, and now everyone just says what I used to say. People just say Mr. Beast kills a man for the sheer thrill of taking another person's life. What stage of capitalism is Mr. Beast trapping people and burning houses? So yeah, look, I love it. I love the roasting. I love all these memes about him because it is true. what they're saying is true. It just might not be strictly speaking true when we're talking about this video. So Mr. Beast clarifies that on this video specifically, if you're curious, we had ventilation for the smoke and a kill switch to cut off the fires. We had professionals test this extensively, and the guy in the video, as stated, is a professional stuntman. I take safety more serious than you could ever imagine. Well, you don't, and we absolutely know that. And yes, I am a bit skeptical about all the safety features you say you had, but if we're going to take this at face value, let's say it's not some random dude in a burning house trying to win $500,000, although Mr. Beast has done loads of that type of thing, does have that very exploitative element. If it is now a very professional production, right? It's the most professional production. It's indistinguishable from a TV show, meaning it's fake. Like, this content is now completely fake. Like, we've known that for a long time that Mr. Beast fakes his videos, but now even stuff like this, there is no risk involved. There is no authenticity about it. I really think if your channel is primarily targeting young people, actual children, there should be a disclaimer in your videos that everything in the video is done in a like professional environment, meets like certain regulations and safety standards wherever you're filming, whatever part of America that is. And these things in the video should not be copied. And of course it is fake. Like, it's a production like a TV show. And I actually spoke about this in the past in terms of the regulations Mr. Beast never followed for his previous content, because on YouTube, there isn't regulations like television shows. So if you have a game show on a TV show or a TV channel, you have to follow a lot of regulations to meet the criteria to even be shown in the first place. And that also includes, obviously, working on the production with union crews and everything like that. So while traditional game shows can be like really exploitative of poverty, and yes, they can be dangerous sometimes as well, there is far more regulation on both what you can do and what you can show, which I'm pretty sure Mr. Beast's company does not follow. So it doesn't follow any of those explicit safety regulations anyway, but then it's showing loads of children all this stuff like it's real. I don't know about you, I knew wrestling was fake when I was a young child, but I don't think a lot of children know this stuff is fake. And why I don't like that is you can say, well, who gives a fuck about that? And that's fair enough. It's more about children just consuming absolute brain rot slot, but also seeing this type of content as something that's aspirational to do. Like, what do you want to do in life, kids? I want to lock people in burning buildings to compete for $500,000. It's just like the message it sends out to children. And it's just another part, I guess, of like the capitalist brainwashing machine, that they're so indoctrinated in this stuff that you don't see any inherent ethical problem with making people do dangerous stuff for money. And like I said in previous videos, I think a lot of us don't see that in terms of most game shows, that people are doing this because of their financial situation. But when you start normalizing this in a very like viral brain rot way, I think it becomes even more dangerous for children to consume, because they are really just going to aspire to do similar things to Mr. Beast and feel like, because Mr. Beast also does charity, that's actually like a good thing to do. Like, make people play these games for your enjoyment and profit. And going back further, Mr. Beast did do this in a really gross way, even if it is more regulated now. And then maybe give a tiny bit of that to charity for tax write-offs. Again, I just hate that this person is popular. And I'm just very, very happy that everyone has caught on now, that everyone absolutely hates him, because as much as it's fun to be the king of the contrarians when you have like a strong moral core that makes you hate people like this automatically, I'm very glad that I guess we're living in an age now where people are like, everyone can feel a bit of economic desperation and everything is so expensive. So you just see that. And I guess a little bit of part of people that think, would I do that as well for $500,000? Like, even if it was real, like, even if I was at serious risk of burning in that house for $500, I might actually do that. And I guess that's why this content is becoming more tasteless, where maybe like 5 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, people would have less of a problem with it. I don't know. But anyway, quick video. I'll put it in my one-shot playlist, even though it's not a one-shot video. Let me know what you guys think about the downfall of old Beastie Boy, and thank you for watching.